boy, we're back. Oh yeah, we so back. And unfortunately, I'm a little under the weather, but back regardless, all right? Because we have some breaking news. I'm sure you heard about it yesterday. Well, first off, let's start with the intro. Welcome back to another episode of Whitty Reviews on Tuesday night, 8 p.m. on the Chateau des Marhilles Studio Network. Pick your poison. Kiff in the house, Sparrow in the house, Ducky in the house. We are so freaking back. So let's do a little recap of what's happened in the last 2 weeks. If you guys remember, yours truly got kicked out of a Gregory Good listening session in Terre Haute. That's right, 2.5 hours wasted on the road, but I did get a little something out of it. Some diarrhea. And after that, I talked to Bilbrey about why I got, do you guys remember Political Spotlight? Bilbrey, make sure you give him a follow, make sure you give him a watch. So I talked to him and he said, hey, fill out this form. It was for a media pass. It was from the state Indiana Department of Administration. Fill it out, send it in. Should take less than a week or a week at that. And you should have something back. Like, all right, cool. So I send it on a Wednesday, and the following morning on the Thursday, I get an email, woken up with an email saying that I was denied. Like, this is some crap right here. So I'm sending it out to everybody. Hey, what is going on here? And so I sent it over to Rob Kendall. I was like, can you believe this crap? He goes, hey, can I talk about this on the radio? Absolutely, go for it. So he talks about it on the radio and says, well, hey, you know what? I'm going to send an email. And he asked everybody that was listening, call this number, ask them why our boy, indie reporter, Steve Whitmer is not getting a media pass, but the felon, Gabe Whitley, is able to get one. So within like, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes, give or take, I get a phone call, or actually I get an email saying, oh, you know what? We messed up. Well, no, I did get a phone call first. And they said they messed up. They didn't, they meant to send the denial to somebody else, which I don't exactly believe, but sure, why not? Then I call the phone number back, saying, hey, I got a call from this phone number. Some guy who's trying to chest puffer me through the phone saying, hey, we have reason to believe that you had a bunch of people spam call the office and asking why you didn't get a press pass. I'm like, that did not happen. So he gets all mad and he goes, well, it's like, we need you to come down here. Let's have a talk before, you know, you get the pass. I'm like, all right, that's fine. When do you want me to come down? He goes, I will have Molly send you an email, then we can figure it out. Perfect. About an hour later, I get an email saying that my press pass has been approved. Perfect, right? Now, I was going to go on Friday, but I needed to get a sweet and cute little haircut, trim my beard, get a nice little tan. Not that it really mattered at the end. And then yesterday, today's Tuesday. Yeah, yesterday, I go there first thing in the morning. And I want to talk about the whole experience, really, because it was at the Government South. And I've been there only one time because I had it wasn't my fault. It was actually whoever does the elections fault. I had to go in for, I don't know, election reprimand, basically. So I knew where the front entrance was, but I didn't know where the actual room was. But the security guy, when I got through security, he told me where it was when I did the election thing. So I asked him, hey, where's this room at? Like, don't exactly know, but normally where you get your badge is room 130. I go, all right, cool. So where's that at? He tells me double doors. If you get to the information desk, you have gone too far. I go, all right, perfect. So I'm looking around, can't find it at all. I go into a room and the lady's on the phone and she's got her earphone. She goes, oh. I go, okay, you know, fine. I'll be cute. I'll be sweet. Whatever. And I go, hey, you know, I'm looking for this room. She goes, well, I think it's actually room 130. I go, perfect. So I go and I'm looking for room 130 again. I cannot find it for the life of me. I cannot find it. So I ended up finding it. I'm going to tell you how to get there. Okay. I'm going to tell you, actually, you know what? I'm going to draw you guys a picture. I mean, we're going to do it in real time. All right. So where's my mouse at? Where's my cute and sweet little mouse? Oh, there it is. All right, so there we go. So you're going to walk in, all right? We're going to do front view, all right? If you're looking, you're going to go into the entrance and you're going to go through security, right? This is the entrance right here. And then you're going to go through here. No big deal. That's where you put all your stuff at. Security officer is running right there. I feel like I'm setting you guys off for a robbery right now. It also looks like a dong. So you're going to go through the hallway, right? There'll be one set of doors right here, and then there'll be a foyer. I'm actually helping this out for John because he has to pick his up, which we'll talk about here in a second too. And then there'll be another set of doors. Then there'll be a hallway which opens up to everything else, right? There will be some elevators right here. As soon as you walk through here, you're gonna see on here some elevators. The room is over here. And it was kind of hard because I was trying to look for it, but it was like tucked away in the corner. I go, all right, cool. So I go in there. I'm expecting some heat, right? I see two guys there. I'm thinking to myself, all right, it's go time, baby. I'm chest puffering right now. I'm getting yoked. I'm going, let's go. It was all fine and dandy. In fact, they were probably having a worse morning than me because I walk in there and the roof tile had fallen down. It looked like it had gotten wet. Hold on. Let me, I feel like there was like a room here and a room here, but then like it was here. So then I go, hey, I give him my piece of paper. Yeah, Vincent Van Gogh Whitty. That's right. Who's the guy who cut his ear off? Is that Van Gogh? They paint it occasionally though, right? So I give them my piece of paper. They go, oh, okay, getting a media pass. It's $10. I go, greenback, here we go. And it says, sit over here, take a picture, do what you want to do. So I was going to do the mugshot. I was going to do the Trump mugshot. I didn't. I did like him. But the lighting was terrible on there. It looked like I have AIDS, to be honest with you. I'm not going to show you my picture, but I look unhealthy. I don't like it. Like I did the tanning and the haircut and everything for all of this. I should just went in there looking like a homeless dude. I probably would have been Mike Tyson. Yeah, that's it. So then I get that. What I thought was interesting was there was a orientation for new. Oh yes, you guys want to see it, right? Okay. Right there. There I am. Right there. Media, baby. Media. I want to explain the parking garage situation too. I hate it. I hate that parking garage. I cannot stand it. Thank you. Jaundice. Yeah, no, isn't that when you turn yellow? Is that kidney failure? So I have parked in that garage before because I've gone to the Indians game. It's right there on the corner. By the way, like that whole area is 12 minutes from my house. Once they finish Washington, it'll take me 10 to 11 minutes to get to the circle from my house. It's awesome, but also great. Thank you, Brad. Thank you. And so thank you, Sophia. Yeah. So when you go into that parking garage, by the way, this is for John. I'm giving advice to Johnny Suitcase right now. Johnny Media Pass, pretty soon to be. I'm giving you guys advice if you ever want to get a media pass. When you go into that parking garage, you should be able to go back into the garage with your parking ticket. Spoiler alert, that does not work because I tried it in two different. Thank you, Ducky. I tried it in two different doors. Now, fortunately, I got there earlier enough. I don't know what time these people start, but I was there at like 7:50, and the whole garage was basically empty. I go in there. So I tried my parking ticket to get into the doors. Does not work. So I have to go through the main entrance of the garage where you would park, and I have to go up 2 rows, and I have to get to my car. Because for some reason, the parking ticket, when they tell you you're supposed to be able to get in there, I mean, Coon Lip, yeah. Hey, you know what? Someone should ask him. Well, I know why. I could tell you why. I could give you my opinion why. I think all the media people are pissed off that I even have a media pass. And I don't know which one's worse. That people are more mad at the fact that I have one or John will have one tomorrow. Not exactly sure. All right, so I want to try the pass out with the parking garage. So next time I go to a Indians game, I'm going to bring my media pass. Because that's where I will normally park. And I want to see if the doors will work with it. In fact, I'm just going to bring this thing. I'm going to bring this to me everywhere. Just going to go I'm going to be like in Wayne's World where like Garth and Wayne, like, hey, hey, VIP. I need to get a lanyard. Yeah. If I'm not the press, I don't know who the press is. That's what I'm saying, Like we've done amazing work at Indie Reporter, and I was thinking about it. I was like for real thinking about it. When we first started off, nobody would have knew about Ed Delaney going off on Diego, right? Nobody would have found out about Sue Glick taking a nap during a committee meeting. If she was taking a nap, but it definitely looked like she was taking a nap. Fast forward to Michael Sherfick. Nobody would have done all that research or at least posted any of it. Fast forward to the Indiana State Fair. That video that we put out, 2.2 million views. That went viral. That got so much attention that the Indiana State Fair changed their rules. That's all I'm saying. And there's like a bunch of other stuff too about the Raju stuff, about the Fabio stuff, all these different questions that we posted that I was on WIBC for a month straight. Not anymore, unfortunately. Maybe one day. But damn, the dog's farting over here. I don't like it. So this is what was interesting. When Johnny Media Pass, Johnny Mouthwash, he put his request in to get a media pass too. His was approved. What was it? 2 days, John, give or take? Which tells me something. John was able to get a media pass approved, no problem. Yours truly got denied within 24 hours, which tells me they saw my name. I joke about this all the time, but I'm also half serious. My name is like synonymous with like John Wick, Voldemort, Fabio, Elvis. Either you're wet for me or you're hard for me or you hate me. But either way, you're going to climax. It doesn't even matter, honestly. Everybody wants a piece of the Whitty, whether it's pounds of flesh or they just want to come. So I think the reason why, to answer your question too, I think the reason why people are getting so mad that I got a media pass, because that automatically puts me in the playground. Now, I don't know how far I will get with this. I primarily got this so I do not get kicked out of another press event, a listening event. I'm going to try and get more of them. I don't know how to get any of them, but I'm going to be collecting these things like Pokemon cards. I'm going to be like Thanos, and I'm going to have some Infinity Stones and just get it going. That's all I'm saying. I just want to be able to go there and report. I'm not there to ask any questions. I'm just there to report of what is going on, observe, notice, be transparent. Is that too much to ask for? Because I think what I was seeing it too. What about Tomes? Are we mogging Tomes or not? That's all I want to know. So Thomas in the house, Coons Lips in the house. Let's go. Barbara in the house. So I think the me getting a pass, it gets me into the show. Dude, for sure. Brad, I would not be surprised. I think for sure I'm definitely going to get kicked out again. I just don't know when. Oh, and by the way, I'm looking forward to my first Rokita presser. Because, some people are not allowed in there, but some people are. That's all I'm going to say. The part and you know what, Ducky, that is the part that they hate the most, is that I am no longer a tourist now. Now I'm part of the group. By the way, I am not putting myself in that group. I do not want to be around. I don't want to be near around any of those people. I don't like those people. Indie Reporter was created because people were not telling all of the truth. And I talk about some of these things a lot, but one of the things that really pointed out was during the Hogsett Thomas Cook thing, when Hogsett's text messages got leaked, was they were framing it like Hogsett just said, "Oh, you're fiery," but they didn't show all the text messages. And I was like, I don't like Hogsett. I think he should have resigned a long time ago. He's completely ruined the city. However, I think full transparency, I think telling the full story is the most important. You want to become Mr. Kayla Dwyer? No. She wants to be Mrs. Whitmer. All right. She's no, we're not doing that again. All right. Hey, we're not doing that again. All right, we can't do that again. It's gonna get me in trouble. So anyway, I thought it was funny. I'm hoping that this goes pretty far. You're welcome. So I think it'll be interesting what happens, especially coming up to Organization Day. I think happening on like the 17th, maybe. What is it, like in another week or so? I think also with the special session, the redistricting. Yeah, so next week. When is no, hold on, wait. I thought, hold on. I'm thinking about it right now. Hold on. Yeah, when's Organization Day? I thought it was the 17th. Orgasm Day. Organization Day. 2025, baby. November 14th. Is that it? As the 2025. Oh, okay. I don't know. We'll figure it out though. When is it anyway? Whatever. We'll figure it out. Somebody will tell me. So yeah. And the thing is, like, I know people were talking about me going to the State House. I really don't. I will probably spend like a day there, but like I don't really have to be there. It's actually less convenient for me to be there and report what's going on than it is for me to be home or somewhere else watching it. Dude, I have 3 screens in front of me while the House is going on, while I can play the Senate, and then I can put and then I can stream that from another laptop. I have like 2 other laptops that I'm going to stream everything off of because you can't rewind when things are going on live. So what I'll normally do is that I will stream whatever I'm watching, and then that way I can. Coon. You never know. You never know. So yeah, it's actually more convenient for me to be watching it not at the State House because I can clip things faster. I love clipping stuff. I know you guys. I think that's part of the reason why Indie Reporter has gotten popular is because we're able to show the context of what is going on. I'm hoping to be part of a gunfight one day. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I know what you meant. All right, so let's get into the news of what's going on right now. I'm not feeling well, so this might be a shorter show. And I got a special thing happening tomorrow, so I need to make sure. I got to go back to Greenwood and pick up my dry cleaning. I got to go there early, too. I'd rather just sleep in, man. But whatever. Anyway, India awakens to another violent wave overnight. At least 4 people shot with 2 killed in 9 hours. That was this morning, right? Today's the 11th, if I remember right. Yeah, today's the 11th. So that was this morning. Hold on 1 second. And there we go. Okay, perfect. So yeah, that was this morning, and it continues though. Happy to see Indianapolis Watch is back. I am loving it. What he shows is in Garfield Park that happened 2 hours ago. 2 people are getting it on. They're getting it nasty style. Probably 2 bums that are getting dirt McGirt. Yeah, you're not wrong on that. And a 14-year-old with an automatic weapon and a stolen vehicle in custody after a short pursuit initiated by Speedway Police Department ended it over on 11th Street. An adult female is also in custody. Someone actually asked if this had anything to do with the thing happening on 11th, or yeah, right here. Is this anything to do with the wreck on 10th and Lyndhurst around 3:45 today? Which, by the way, is right down the street from me. That's probably why, I always say, oh, I hear the cops down me, but I can hear them coming down the street. Never know why though. So there you go. Indy doing indie things as usual. So I am a little bit behind on watching some of these interim committee videos. Some of them are like 2 or 3 hours. Some of them are really boring. Anything less than an hour, I'm going to hop on first. Last week, the Government Reform Task Force Interim Committee had a meeting, and what they were mostly talking about are all these useless boards and commissions that Indiana has. So during public testimony, there was one woman, this woman right here. I know you can't hear it at all, but she talks about, she said, for example, the Commission on the Social Status of Black Males. And I was like, wait a minute, you're telling me that we have a real commission on that? Yes, we do, son. We sure do, right here. The Indiana Commission on the Social Status of Black Males. Like, what are we doing here, man? I don't get it. So they were talking about how there's like 17 or 19 people, but they never have enough people for quorum. So what they would like to do, they were pretty far from downtown. Yeah, they were pretty far from downtown. Like a 10-minute drive, give or take. So I did not know. Oh yeah, and there's the PDF and all this. InCap Chronicle actually wrote about this, but if you go, here, I'm gonna put this. John, if you can you post this in the chat? I'm gonna post that in the chat, because look at all the boards and commissions that they have. That's all of them. I think they have the Lois and Clark one, right? Yeah, right here, the Lois and Clark Expedition Commission. And all these other ones, the Manufactured Home Installer. I like this one. Marriage and Family Therapist section of the Behavioral Health and Human Services Board. Wonderful. Are there any other? That won't make sense. All right. The Oversight Committee of Public Records. People with Disabilities Governor Council. For the President Benjamin Harrison Conservation Trust Project Commission. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Yeah, massage therapy. Yeah, they mostly talk about happy endings. I'm not even lying though. I saw that on YouTube because I try and follow all these boards that are happening. That massage therapy board will go for like 2 hours. Like, what are you guys talking about? Like rub downs, lotions? Are you talking about like, hey, what are we gonna have to smell good? I was very confused on it. Like, but I'm not gonna watch 2 hours. I think there's a gynecologist board too. I think so. No, but there is a Grain Indemnity Corporation board. And the Governor's Commission on Supplier Diversity, the Governor's Council for People with Disabilities. I would be good in that one. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, make sure if you're ever interested in the Indiana Commission on the Social Status of Black Males, give it a shot. All right, so exciting news that is happening. Hold on, I gotta have some of my Pedialyte. Thank God for the Pedialyte. I am not feeling well, and after this show is over, I will be having some more chicken noodle soup with some crackers, and I will be going to bed because I need to get rid of this headache, because tomorrow is a very special day, and I'm very excited about it. Pedialyte W. And I had to shove more things up my nose. All right, so exciting news of what is happening. The the IRC nominee committee will be meeting on Thursday. So the executive session, which is not live, will be at 2 o'clock to 4 p.m. Then the public meeting will be at 4 o'clock. What'll be interesting, which by the way, they already have it live in 41 hours, but we can't even watch the executive commission. So I don't know why they have it at 2:00. All they're going to do is have like the name of it on there and say it's happening, but you can't do it. You can't watch. Nah. Which is like, you guys had how long now to talk about this? And now you're going to be like, oh, well, why don't you just show up and get it done? You only have 3 nominees, and I'm hoping that I'm close on my nominees. We'll see. We're going to find out, though. So they have that ready. I'm very interested to find out who will be the top 3, and then the governor will get the pick. Well, actually, so I don't know how many they. Oh, so it's 9 altogether. That's right. The 9 people are nominated, but only 3 will get the job. And I'm very curious of how this is going to go. Right, 8:26. Okay, plenty of time. Because I want to talk about this, and I want to talk about. Yeah. Okay, there's only 2 more. Perfect. This is perfect. Some sodium ascorbate, Redmond's real salt. All right, hold on, etc. Hold on, Lucy. You're gonna help me. You're gonna have to help me out with this. Okay, some sodium. Hold on, I'm gonna copy paste this right now. I'm gonna send it to myself. Is Child's Pedialyte? Hold on. All right, I got it. Sodium ascorbate, Redmond's real salt, elderberry gummies, and teas like throat coat, lemon ginger. Okay. All right, I copy pasted it for future reference too. Thank you. All right, so this whole Blythe Potter thing, I said it right from the beginning because I knew Blythe Potter, who is an extreme hardcore leftist. She's more left than Destiny Wells, by the way, and I think she would admit that. She will be running for Secretary of State, and she will be going against Bly, who is running for it. And I don't even have to do any of the work now because all the hit pieces are coming out from the left. There's this article from the Shield, which is like the Indiana South University, something like that. But Kate Smith goes, don't settle. Bly should not be the choice for the Democratic primary. And basically going about how he's a Nepo baby. He hasn't really lived here, but mostly because of all the donations that he's been getting, which if you guys follow Indie Reporter on Facebook and or Twitter, you know that we've been posting the same thing. Wow, look at all these out-of-state donors. Hey, we're Democrats. We can do that now. It doesn't matter. Listen, can we just stop pretending that all of us are, or not all of us are hypocrites? No, wait. Stop pretending that we're not hypocrites. There we go. Got the word out. That Pedialyte. You know what, Lucy? You're right. The Pedialyte is poison. It's affecting my brain right now. I can't even get words out of the old mouth. All right. We're all hypocrites, all right? Let's stop pretending that we're not. All right. We're all going to be doing the same thing because we want to win. That's it. Yes. Follow the money is correct. Now, what I thought they did a really good job on was this right here. I am very impressed about this information that they got. So basically what they were doing was looking at some of these donations, not all of them, but a lot of them. And it says it's actively being updated to view the official campaign financial data. Click here. I wonder. Oh, that's just for the Indiana website. Okay. I thought they did a really good job on this, whether they're leftist or not. I can always appreciate data and the amount of times that people will go into research. Some of these things that I didn't even know, mostly because I don't care. But let's just look into it a little bit. All right. So William Obnerdoff, he's managing director. He donated $50,000. He also donated to Eric Holcomb, Mike Johnson, Anna Paulina Luna. Hey, Brad's in the chat. You remember who won? Do you remember when we had the old smasher pass politician style or politician one? I think Anna Paulina Luna. I think she won. Yeah, because I don't think it was Boobert. I was trying to think about that today. But anyway, also the donor is the chair of the Alliance for School Choice. So this is what Bly actually admitted, that he had Republican donors. Now, what I did not know was that one of them is the chair of Alliance for School Choice. Somebody brought that up in this Facebook thing, which we're going to talk about here in a second, too. This donor also appears to list of top donors in 2016 to 2018, Republican super PAC, including $50,000 donation to the Senate Leadership Fund, and that would be Greg Wendt. Also donated to Evan Bayh, Eric Holcomb, Mitt Romney, Ted Cruz. I mean, tremendous work on this thing. The Robert Johnson one was going to be kind of difficult, only because it's like a Dave Smith. Like, how many Robert Johnsons are there? Probably a lot of them. Something like Willie Obnerdoff will be much easier to find. Now, Mark Chandler from Colorado also donated. They have them bolded of how many Republican voters. You guys have to remember, man, these are uniparty people. They don't give a shit about left or right. All they care about is, how is this going to help me? How can I benefit the most from giving money to this person? Do you think that people are giving money to Diego because they like him? No, they're giving money to Diego because he is in a very powerful position that will only benefit them. Hey, I'm going to give you $50,000. Please turn your head if I'm doing anything shiesty. Please. All right. Awesome. And I think Bo Bayh, he's got to be creeping on to $1 million already, because he started like a month ago. I should do the math on that, actually. I'll forget. But I should do the math on that of where he's actually at with all the big time donations. Not even all the small ones, but he's got to be close to $1 million by now. All right, so which goes into this who's left. Now, I do not like this guy. I think this guy is a big old dipshit. I would totally mog him in a debate. He's soy boy diaper wearing little bitch. So, but Hannah Smith, Hannah Smith. I don't like Hannah Smith at all. I have my reasons, though. Former Catalyst employee. I don't know if she has a job right now. I checked her LinkedIn. It doesn't appear that she has a job at the moment. Yeah, I'm looking forward to more crackers and maybe not Pedialyte, but definitely more chicken noodle soup and some Afrin. But she goes, in politics. Okay, so someone goes, I'm for anyone who can beat Republicans. Who's left says, at what cost? Hannah Smith chimes in and says, in politics, winning elections is the moral imperative. Now, I would love everybody's opinion on that, because my takeaway on that is, it doesn't matter what you have to do to win. The only thing that matters is winning. If we got to screw somebody over, if we got to give someone money, if we have to take donations from people that we don't like, the only thing that matters is winning, which I would agree, if that's because that is politics. Politics is dirty. The only thing that matters in politics is winning and who's in control. Now, you go into this business to change people's lives for the better, which I would completely disagree with her. One thing, she is a Democrat. I live in the left armpit of Indiana. This place is a shithole. It's been a Democrat supermajority since 2019. It's only gotten worse here since that has happened. That means changing policy, and to change policy, you have to win. This is just like low IQ, room temperature IQ stuff. Someone who's probably been taking care of their entire life. One of those champagne socialists that I absolutely cannot stand. That's just saying, oh, no, we need to have all these programs run by the government for the people, no matter who has to pay for it. But she is right. Those who would rather lose elections so they can feel better about themselves leave the real suffering to the people they claim to fight for. No one wins when we lose. It is time to start winning again. Now, this is basically the hard left versus the moderate left people. Hannah Smith, I would put her in the moderate left people, even though she is more hard left. She just wants to win, though. And who's left is very hard left. He is like, I don't care. I want my person to win. We want to make sure that they're representing us. Now, if Blythe Potter does win, no matter who wins the GOP convention, they're going to win. I'm telling you that right now. Blythe Potter is worse than Destiny Wells. What, Brad? I think you should date Hannah Smith, like, no doubt. Her nose is too big for me, but she seems like a lovely lady. But also, the mayor of Terre Haute, Brandon Sackbun, a.k.a. Brandon Nutsack, he goes, this is frustrating. Bo has all the credentials and experience that directly correlate to the Secretary of State's office. Like what? Like what? That's what I would like to know. What has he run for? What gives him, what credentials does he have? And I like how Tiffany, I believe this is, Tiffany Stoner comes out and then goes, this is exactly what holds Democrats back. And another reason it's hard to find qualified candidates to run at all levels across Indiana. We can't keep attacking our own, expect voters to take us seriously, blah, blah, blah. How is this not a direct attack on the other candidate running for office? The problem is that someone comes in front of the state and party and blah, blah, blah. All right, I don't really care about this. I care about this part right here. By the way, you know what? Let me post this in the chat because this whole, if you want to find it, yeah, he should run for school board first. He should run for something first so he has a little bit of experience. Like, what exactly has he helped out? And he actually, and Sackbun actually points that out. The guy has volunteered and helped several campaigns. Really? Like what? He helped me multiple times. Doing what? He has been very active with multiple county parties. Which ones? And in this state, I've seen it firsthand. Where? From canvassing to fundraising, everyone has a part to play. I don't believe you. You can support your wife. Okay, so Michael Potter, who is the husband, he seems like he gets pegged. All right, I'm not saying that he does, but he doesn't. He seems like the beta. He seems like the the power bottom out of the two. All right, I will never trust a Democrat man, especially when they're married to a woman. My automatic assumption is, and I don't care who you are, if you're a Democrat and you're a dude and you're married, there's a good chance I don't care if it's true or not. I will always believe that you get pegged. I do not care. Whether I'm right or wrong, you're never not going to convince me otherwise. But anyway, I like where Michael Potter's going with this. I don't like Michael Potter. I don't like anybody in this whole group think, but I can appreciate this comment. Go ahead and give those credentials and let us know how he is helping. Tell us how taking money from special interests working directly against the most vulnerable citizens across Indiana is helping the people of Indiana. While you are at it, please tell us what the 7 generations of the family have been doing from the state in the past 20 years. That is a very, very valid argument. Everything that he has said is exactly what I have said. I don't like it. I feel so gross that we're agreeing on something. But you know what? Me and Brad were agreeing a lot on Saturday. Not bad. Am I turning left? Am I turning into a Democrat? I don't understand. Like, how are the talking point? I think it's common sense, right? I think, like, no matter what, we can agree that something as goofy is going on here. We can agree on the most obvious things. Now, how we solve the most obvious things is another question and answer. But, I mean, they could do that as part of trying to win delegate votes, but they have chosen to talk only to big donors from outside of Indiana. As a delegate and a Democrat running for office, I expect participation with the party and the community, and I just don't see it. So go for it. Let us know how great he is. God, I know. No, Brad, you were agreeing with me, all right? We can agree. You know what? We can agree to disagree. How's that sound? I'm okay with compromise. Tonight, 8 o'clock, 8:38. I'm in a good mood. I'm in an okay mood. I'm in a good mood because I'm able to talk, but I'm also in a bad mood because my head hurts. I feel like I need like a mule kick or something. I actually had a funnier joke, but I had a much funnier joke, but I would have gotten a lot of trouble for it. Okay, so what smear campaign? Sure, he is running against my wife. She doesn't need my help. I'm also candidate in the Indiana Democrat Party. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Frankly, talking money. Oh, from a huge population. Okay, we did that. Okay. How about me? Maybe check the news in Vigo County and how a local elected officials here actually worked with the supermajority to pass legislation that allows cities, counties to assist in school facilities and while avoiding referendums. What he's talking about, by the way, is because I think the schools are getting consolidated, and what they want to do is they want to take public money from the city and they want to use to help out the school instead of having a referendum. That is a terrible idea. I do not like it. Why should the general fund from the city go in over to the school? Let them figure it out. They're the ones who goofed this up. Let them figure it out. That's all I'm saying. Also, I don't like Brandon Sackbun, so he can eat shit. All right, so get money and owe favors to the highest bidder. I'm out. I'm not engaging with you anymore. Enjoy your evening, man, and go question someone else's character. Brandon sucks. How about engaging with me then? I'd love some answers. We have to get back to the people instead of big money. Money doesn't vote. People do. Will Bo? Okay, here's a good question. Will Bo return the money? Okay, this is from Who's Left. Will Bo return the money from the school choice crook? Indiana Democrats need money, but not at the cost of our values. Why did he take funds from out of state and a school choice advocate? I made no decisions yet. By the way, if you guys didn't know, Brandon Sackbun is the chair of the Bo Buy campaign committee. So he has a lot of things to answer to as well. I have made no decisions yet, but this does give me pause. My family, since back to the 1800s, have been friends with the older generation of the buys. Yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit about that. Brandon Sackbun. If you hope for a chance to win, go with a popular name recognition. So, yeah, a lot of infighting that is going on. I absolutely love it, what is going on. Because how many times have I said there are not only fractures in the left, but there are fractures in the right and there are fractures in the left. Now, how deep those fractures are going to be interesting. What they are basically having the problem in the left are the same problems that they're having the problem in the right. You have Blythe Potter and Bo Buy versus David Shelton and Diego. I'm not even going to include Jamie in that. I'm really hoping that she grows a couple of brain cells and realizes what she's doing is terrible. All she is doing is throwing a tantrum like a child being in that Secretary of State race. There is no reason for her to be in that race. If you want to help, go build some kind of coalition to get delegates or get help people become school board members or elected officials. You try stealing votes away from Shelton, so you will help Diego win. You will be the primary reason why Diego wins, and no one will ever trust you again. You're kind of already at that point now where nobody trusts you, just because it looks like all you're doing is shilling for Trump. Whatever, that's fine if you want to do that, but you're running for Secretary of State. Have you gone to any Lincoln Day dinners? Have you gone to any GOP breakfast? How many times have you talked to people? You're not talking anything about the Secretary of State's office. You're talking about federal issues, barely state issues. All right, 842, perfect. All right. Now, of course, we all have to remember, now that your boy has gotten a media pass, India Reporter is going to be under even higher scrutiny. We will have the microscope on us at all times. So it is important that we make sure that we are right. And I'm going to show you what happened basically like the last hour and a half. Now, I was going through the Secretary of State contracts, and I saw the very first one was Net4, call center service, $1 million. There is one in 2026. There's also one in 2025. Each of them for $1 million, from what it looks like. Now, I wanted to see if Diego had gotten any donations from them. Well, you already know what the answer to that is. Yes. Right there. Now, here's where it gets interesting. This is what I couldn't figure out. There are 4 donations. Okay, so one of them is actually the Holly Sullivan for $2,500. And then in 2024 and 2025, you had about $11,000 combined between the two. This is where I got confused. In the city state, Fishers, Indiana, and then New York, New York. Let's go back, though. In the contracts, it actually gives the address of where they are at, 201 North Illinois Street. There's a reason why I'm talking all about this, because I want to stress of like how much work that I put into making sure that I'm right. I do not want to be wrong. You know, if I feel pretty confident on it, if I'm going to take a gamble, I want to feel pretty fucking good about my gambling. It's like my FanDuel gambling. I only bet a quarter or 10 cents. I'm not going to throw a $5 on there. All right, so here is the address right here for Net4. Okay, so remember, in the contract, it shows at 201 North Illinois Street in Indianapolis. It is Jeff Medley. He is the CEO. I did double check that on the website. It's in there. It doesn't matter. But even on their website, it shows 201. Hold on. All right, it shows 201 North Illinois Street right there. So, but in the financial record, it shows 12115 Visionary Way. Now, why is that? So I started looking, we're going to get to the New York one here in a second, but let's focus on the one for Fishers first. So I start going around them, trying to figure out what's going on. And where is it? So I decided to look it up, and I found a Yelp, right here, Net4 Incorporated at Fishers. Like, all right, what's going on here? Then I found this one for Net4, and on their LinkedIn, it shows their addresses on Illinois Street, right? The same place where the contract showed on Illinois Street. But I found an IBJ article. This is why it's so important right now for any reporter to invest in these things that I cannot get paywalled around. IBJ, I cannot archive it unless it's like the article is like a couple of months old. Things from Hannah News, same things from IBJ. The fact that I have a subscription to IBJ means that I don't have to pay for, well, I'm not paywalled anymore. Now in here, it talks about how Net4 filed for bankruptcy in 2023. In here, it actually says that they moved to a new nearby office in Fishers because they had outgrown the other one. Oh, okay. And what was the address? 12115 Visionary Way. Oh, okay. So they were in one office, and then they had that office, but now the office cost too much, so one could assume that they had moved into a different office. Now, Medley right here, it does show Medley as the person, as the CEO right here, Jeff Medley and Medley. Okay, you guys understand what happened now? Let's give a 30,000-foot view at this. Net4 has a contract with the Secretary of State. Net4 also donated to Diego's campaign, which is right here. There's 2 Fisher addresses and a New York one for $5,000. Now, the Fishers one had it at Visionary Way. Found an article from IBJ saying that they are fine going through bankruptcy. Everything will keep the same, but the space that they had was in Visionary Way. So that is a real place. That is the real Net4, one would think anyway. We are good on that. What about the New York one? Well, the New York one is very interesting. This was the one that got me kind of fucked up because I almost wasn't going to what the hell's in my jet? What is this? Oh, crap. Oh, man, no kidding. Hold on. Dude, you know what I just found? I was wondering, I was like, why is my pocket all thick? Do you want to know what this is from? Throwback. Oh, no kidding. That is so funny. John, do you remember when we went to that Bates Hendricks open forum when we were running for office? I found my notes. I wore this shirt to that forum. That's so funny. I always wondered what happened to those. It was when I was making fun of Moed too, and when he was sitting right in front of me. All right, I got a little distracted. Let's knock this one out real quick. We got 5 minutes left. All right, so let's go for the New York one. The New York gives the address to 124 East 14th Street. I was struggle busing with this one because hold on, let me disappear myself real quick. Boop. All right, so if I put that address into the Indiana campaign website, I get these ones: Diego, Aaron Freeman, Huntington County Republican Party, and Ryan Mishler for State Senate through the Friends of Dan Elliott. This was what was confusing the shit out of me. Why is the Friends of Dan Elliott giving money from New York to Ryan Mishler? Yeah, I think it's Ryan Mishler for $500. And why is Net4 using it? So I went a little bit deeper on it. And what I found, and here's Melio payments at that same address, on that same floor, and that same building. And we also saw Melio in here too, gave $500 to the Huntington County Republican Party. Now, this is where I'm kind of leaning towards. It seems that Melio, oh, wait a minute, I got to get my pretty mug out there. Boop. All right, so it appears that Melio is America's fastest growing bill pay and invoicing solution. My only guess is that Netco, whatever it was, Net4 was using Melio as a payment processor. That's the only thing that I can think of. And for some reason, they were, because you can see all like Visa and Capital One, Gusto, all these things on that website. This is the only thing that I can figure out of what they were using it for. It's American Resources Corporation, led by Ben Reisman, president. Wait, for real? Well, there's a couple of businesses there, because I actually looked that up, Barbara. There's hold on. Let me. I'm glad that you brought that up, because when you look at it through the, let's do this in real time. Contributions, address, spam. Oops. Now there's a couple of businesses that are there. So you have Counterpart, you have WDD Solutions, you had Net4, Counterpart, Drew Lynn, Counterpart, Net4. Now they're all over the place, but they also use a different address. So like Counterpart has Suite 185, Net4 I think has Suite 100. Look at my memory, it's so good. And then Drew Lynn, they have Suite 185. Is that the same as Counterpart? Yeah. And then Scott Hall Gin has 185 as well. Wow, they're all in the same suite. So American Resources Corporation. Ben Reitzman. Oh yeah, he was former president. He's former president of BIC now, though, isn't he? Or no, you're right. He is the current one. Which one am I thinking of? Yeah, former president. Here's that big dude. I think he contacted Indie Reporter at one point too. Yeah, FC Technology. I think I had contacted him. Liebridge. Wait a minute. Hold on. Liebridge. Is that David Roberts do? Doesn't David Roberts do Liebridge? What am I thinking of? Yeah. Okay, that is right. Yeah, David Roberts. All at the same time. It's like that sounds familiar, doesn't he? Yeah, he's executive director of Liebridge. And then that's interesting. I'm sure there's something to that too. Advisory board. Oh, and he's still present. Oh, hybrid position, of course. That's funny. You know, how many times have I said handshakes and hand jobs? But anyway, all right. So 1 minute left. We will be posting that at Indie Reporter tonight. But I just wanted to make it a point. Like, we're going to be having a lot more eyes on this. I'm pretty sure I'm getting spied on right now. Like, not even joking. And they're going to be looking for a way to discredit Indie Reporter. So everything that we do now, we have to make sure that we're going to have to throw more sauce on there, all the links to make sure that people know what are going on, and just point out the obvious. This is why the clipping is so important. The screenshots are important, and really putting out the story is the most important. So anyway, check me out on Saturday. Yeah, show on Saturday, 8 p.m. as usual. I have no idea what we're going to be talking about. There's always stuff going on. Probably the IURC and a bunch of other things that I have found. Usually I have like a whole sheet of things that I got to link up. So anyway, you guys have a good night. Make sure you check out Mouthwash right after this at 9 o'clock on the Chateau de Marseille studio /network. Love you guys. Bye.